Addressing the violence, saying we need to act before summer. That is the message from Sheriff Mike Reese today about record shootings and homicide rates here in our area.
Our Liz Birch sat down with the sheriff today and also interviewed a man who was shot this week. Liz, what do you have for us?
Jeff, we know that shootings tend to get worse during the summer months, and if spring is any indication, gun violence is showing no sign of slowing down. Now, you mentioned that I talked to a man who was shot this week. We do want to let viewers know that the images of his gunshot wound that you're going to see in this story are graphic.
He shot the back of my car up, and then he shot all the windows.
James Guyton tells me today he was driving home Monday around 11 p.m. in Gresham when someone in another car pulled up and started shooting at him.
When I made it home, I had called 911, like between here and the parking lot, and they was asking me was I shot, so I told them I had to wait and take my shirt and stuff off. Then I reached back there and had a handful of blood, and I said, yeah, I've been shot.
He says after a stay in the hospital, he's recovering, but the emotional scars are still there.
It kind of made me mad, like I wonder who did this.
Sadly, there are more and more victims like Guyton as gun violence spirals out of control.
I think there is a sense of lawlessness.
Multnomah County Sheriff Mike Reese tells me today there are 102 people in jail right now for murder or murder-related charges. That's the most since 1994.
It's not just gang and group interactions, it's domestic violence, it's violence between members of drug organizations, it's violence that's happening in our homeless community.
And at a time when Portland's homicides are on pace to surpass last year's record, Sheriff Reese has a big job.
You got to feel a lot of responsibility.
I do.
He says we need to engage in increased gun dispossession efforts, engage in focused traffic enforcement, create teams of responders, increase accessibilities to funding for community groups, and increase resources for specialty teams, similar to MCSO's Special Investigations Unit. And in addition to gun violence, he talked about what a huge issue drug overdose deaths are in Portland right now. Also, traffic fatalities. Live in Portland, Liz Birch, KOIN 6 News.
Liz, thank you. Well,